Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to say hello. Today I am working on this, you guys see, or this painting. The mediums I'm using for this is ganache and acrylic paint. If you are returning back to my channel, thank you. I really appreciate it. And if you are new, welcome and thank you for watching. This is quite a long video, but it's kind of one that you do like podcast / painting style. So if you want to join along, join along. Grab your paints and your brushes and let's get started. Right now I'm just cleaning off the palette and getting it clean for the next layer of paint. Now that I think about it, I probably should have kept that palette because it's the same colors I was using, but I think it's because I wanted to add a different background, and you'll see what I mean by that in a minute. So this is just a time lapse, so oftentimes you'll see my head pop up just like now. That's just making sure that it is actually recording. That the battery didn't die, or like there's nothing wrong with the, just checking, just saying hello, pop it in and out. So, I'm so grateful that you guys are here. Today, I kind of want to talk about my video journal or my video journey. That's the perfect way of saying it. So this is actually like the third channel I've opened up, and it's not the last channel I opened up actually. Now that I think about it, I did open up a channel like this month actually, but that's not related to this. But anyways, I've opened channels like for my personal use, a YouTube channel, a couple times. I would have to say the first time was just for me to have, and I just opened it up and I ended up posting videos. Like I was doing a Revit tutorial at one point. It was easier to post it on YouTube and give people links to it as opposed to sit down and explain everything to them over and over again. So if you don't know what Revit is a computer program, and it's spelled REVIT, and it's for architecture, because that is my background. I have a bachelor's in architecture, and then I have a master's in building conservation, another word of saying historic preservation. I learned Revit when I was in my undergraduate degree, quite early on, and so I was able to pick it up faster than other students because I didn't start out at that university. I went to a university before, and they were really high on learning the technology. But in the school that I went to, they were still drawing hand drawings and stuff like that. So it was quite a different atmosphere. So because of that, I was able to get the computer technology faster because I already knew it. That I also took in high school drafting, all 3 years. So I have drafting, and I have the certificate, the college credit, whatever. Anyways, that's another story. Today we're going to talk about my 3 channels. So that first channel is, like I mentioned, it's just random stuff. I do have a video of when I did a video for copyright, how do you call this, scholarship, and I had a lot of fun making it. I think that's partly the reason why I want to continue making videos, because I think they're fun. But at the time I did the video, it's fun to do. Then maybe a year, maybe not even a year, I was like, what did I do this video for? And it's a little bit embarrassing, but I actually like it. It's I did the scenery of like a silent movie, and so it has like the black and white with the film like kind of grainy, and I was a very creative person at that time, and I didn't realize it. And I'm glad that I kept the video and that I had a YouTube channel to post it on, because then I wouldn't have had the opportunity to see it like years down. Like I think last time I saw it was like maybe a year ago, and I was like, oh, well, that's actually pretty cool, And the fact that I had like the creative world or creative mind to do that when I didn't even realize I was a creative person, which is surprisingly, it was a surprise. It surprises me because I'm like, what? You don't know that you're creative by now? But oh yeah, this is just me taking a zoom up of what I'm doing, close up on the texture and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to and this is actually after like the battery died, so until I change the batteries, I'm like, might as well do a close up and then go back to this. So this is me going back to the painting. Yeah, so anyways, going back to that, I remember doing the podcast and wait, did I just say podcast? That's hilarious. Doing the video and like regretting it after a couple of years and not only showing it. But anyways, that is my first channel that I've ever opened up and posted a video that was a creative video, like that wasn't just like me on YouTube watching videos type situation. And I saw that video. I may show it on this channel because I feel like it would fit this channel, because I'm a very creative person. I do a ton of things in the creative world, whether it be what I'm doing now, acrylic painting, or whether it be something else, so that's one thing. So yeah, that is one thing. That's one channel. And after that channel, I was still like in university. I graduated from university, and then I knew that I wanted to open a new channel when I moved to the UK, and that was a lot of fun to go to the UK, so I wanted to keep track of that. I kind of wanted to start it 2 years prior to that, because I traveled to Venice and lived in Venice, and I was like, this is such an incredible experience. And I have a ton of video footage, pictures that I took, and just a lot of memories, and that I wanted to kind of like start it, but I don't think I actually started until like I was gonna move to Cardiff, and I was like, oh well, let me get started. And I did do a video of my time traveling via bus from Paris to Venice, Italy, and it's actually on my channel. And then I did other videos that I did, like I did the Murakami Japanese garden in South Florida. We did a video on that, and I did a couple of other videos as well. And that channel's kind of active. Like I did a video of when I was in Cardiff and my life in Cardiff and all the craziness, and I love it. I think what I might do for that second channel is like combine it to this channel and like upload the old videos, because I realize that even though I don't know if like 1,000 people will watch this or one person will watch this, but I think the amazing part about like YouTube is that you're able to sort of keep a diary of your stuff without having the fear of it like necessarily disappearing, like it's somewhere in the cloud. And yes, there are times where things have happened where people have access to their channel and they lose information, so it's not foolproof, but it is better than nothing. And then also spending time to create that memory, like it's kind of like spending time to write down your journey in your journals, or just any of that stuff I think is pretty cool to keep record of those things. And I say this because I recently looked at my old videos, and I was like, wow, there's so much that happened since then, and I was in a different headspace, and I just felt different when I was doing the videos, and there are so many problems that I thought were huge that weren't so huge that I've overcome, and just looking at the old videos reminded me of that. So I think I want to do that kind of, actually, ironically, but watching the old videos inspires me to make more videos, because I'm like, oh, this is pretty interesting. I was such a different person. Well, not personality wise, but my headspace was different. My what I looked like was different. Physicality was different. How I approach video taking was different. I think I do the sort of podcast thing where I'm talking, because it's really hard for me to talk and do art, but I'm getting better at it because I'm an art teacher at the moment. So that is actually teaching me how to do it. But I don't actually do my artwork. I feel that takes focus and time, and but I am able to do a little bit better than before. So I'm really excited about maybe bringing the videos into this channel so that everyone can see it, and just making this channel the channel instead of having 100 different channels to go to. I think at that point I still will have two, because I have this one, and for my company I have a YouTube channel. I'll leave the link down below. I didn't think I would have one, but it's kind of last minute, kind of planned at the same time. But we needed a space to have that for the spreading awareness bit that we do. And so that kind of helps with that side and handling that side and stuff like that. But yeah, so I think that's what I'm gonna do. I really do enjoy doing videos, but I think I'm gonna stick to very simple videos. As long as I'm recording life and what I'm doing and how I'm doing it, I think I'm gonna keep it simplistic, just because I have so much on my plate already, and I don't want to add any more at the moment, even though I'm adding this to my plate. I think this is good, and I hopefully will be able to post, at a consistent basis, and yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, I mean, thinking about being a creative person, I feel being a creative person, a genuine creative person, you always thrive to do something different than the creative medium that you're working on. If you just let go, there's so many things you want to try. Even if you're known for a particular thing, I feel a lot of artists, especially if they teach art or if they are in school, they try a lot of different things, and they try a lot of different mediums just because you have to teach it. But then I also feel even if you're not a teacher, I feel if you're a creative person, you tend to want to try everything. I haven't met an artist that hasn't tried another medium, or another way to create. Sometimes you'll see an artist that will do acrylic abstract art, but then also be excellent on the piano. Or you'll meet or vice versa, you meet a musician who's also a musician, but then draws landscapes and stuff like that. So I think anyone who's creative always has something other than the medium that they're sort of quote unquote known for. So if they're a jazz player, that's what they're known for, that's probably what they do for a career, but then they may do pottery in the weekends. So I think that's the amazing part. I think I like to try everything at least once, but then I also like to try them in rotations. So right now, I'm doing acrylics with ganache. I've never actually used ganache paint. I kind of love it. Don't know why I haven't used it before. And then I also have not even combined them. Obviously, if I've used the paint, I haven't combined them. But I'm not known for nor do I want to be known for acrylic. Because I feel like acrylic I do good at, that's fine, but my passion for art is monoprinting art. That's my love, my joy. You're gonna see the inks in the video. But yeah, I'm using that to stand it up because I really don't pay attention to acrylics. I think someone who's an acrylic artist will have a proper canvas stand and all that stuff like that, but I'm actually, the plexiglass that you see underneath is stuff that I use as my plate when I do my monoprints, so I don't really need a stand to put canvases on. But I did this painting, now I'm digressing to that, but I'll talk about this painting just for a little bit. I did this painting as just something I wanted to do. It was like, I had this vision, typically that's how it starts out, I just wanted to paint. Honestly, I didn't care about it being technically correct, which is rare for me. Rare on some occasions, but rare in an acrylic sense. Whenever I do acrylic, I always want to do like technically correct. But yeah, well, not all the time. See, now I'm confusing me. I feel like I should just stop talking about like how I am as an acrylic artist, because I just did an abstract painting, which is not technical at all, but in some sense and levels it is. Anyway, so this painting was just a painting I did. As you can see, it starts to look weirder and weirder at the end of it, but I was having fun, so I just kept painting because I loved it, and I was having fun. It was very calming to paint, and it was something I needed to do, and I think a lot of times we just need to do something. We just need to paint. We just need to make bad art, and that's okay. And but you have to go out and do it. It's such an amazing relief and so calming just to paint and just to let it out and not think about how you're going to sell this or how are you going to put this on your art page. Just do it and let it go. Just let it be. And I think I learned that from doing this is I just wanted to paint. I just wanted to paint. I didn't care about it being perfect. And it's clearly not perfect. The colors are way off. I could go on and on. But that's not the point. The point is, I just wanted to paint for the joy of it. And I think a lot of creatives try things because they enjoy doing it. So I enjoy, trying out acrylics with ganache for the first time. Actually, I'm kind of surprised I did really well with the ganache paint. It's quite different from acrylic painting. It's kind of I would say a mixture of tempera paint and watercolor paint. I don't know if that's correct. Maybe that's what it's supposed to be. I don't know. But it was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. And so, yeah, it was fun. And a lot of creatives do that. They'll try new things. They may be good at they may be good at a lot of new things, is what I'm trying to say. So they may be really good at abstract and a really wonderful jazz singer or whatever. They may be really good at making videos, but then also really good at making music and doing acrylic. It could be whatever, but I think it's the openness to try those things. It's the idea that it's a way of expressing one's feelings and desires in a way that can be shared with the world. And I think creatives have a wonderful outlet to be able to do that, and they're able to sort of let that go. Now, it kind of touches on the debate of is an artist born with a talent, because they're able to do multiple things, or is artist created by practicing to be a creative? And I think, honestly, it's whatever you think. I'm not going to say whatever you think is bad, but this is my opinion. I think that everyone has their natural ability. Everyone has their gifts that they can give to the world. And I think some gifts intertwine. So like what I said before, you could be good at one thing but also be really good at another thing. But I also think that if someone is naturally on the creative side, like they are really good at creating things that comes like easily. If they don't practice it, if they don't use it, then what's the point? You know, like why? Like, first of all, why aren't you doing it? Why aren't you being creative? Is it because you are nervous and scared that people will judge you? Like, whether it be writing, whether it be making videos, what is it? The thing that's your sort of monster or your nightmare. What is that nightmare that's preventing you to do it and practice it? And I think I struggled with this nightmare for a while, and I think I just sort of like thought, I don't care anymore, I'm just gonna go for it. And I feel so natural being creative now, like full time, than before. So I'm very happy with my decision. But I think, yeah, so it does touch on that debate of like whether or not an artist is naturally like, because I do believe that everyone's born with a talent and gifts that create them. You know, it's kind of like our DNA. We're all made of different parts, and all of us provide a different, diverse mind. I believe that everyone has a diverse talent, you know, and that diverse talent is needed everywhere we go. So when I see someone who's naturally able to do something, I want to encourage that in that person. You know, and then also like myself, I want to encourage me to try new things because I know I can do it and I know it's very natural. And I think creatives in general just have this natural ability to be able to express what they're thinking in a visual way, which is quite hard to do because it's hard to let go of what we think people are going to say, and then it's hard to let go of how we view it because the harshest critic is always the artists themselves. And I really believe that, and that's including in architecture as well. I think the harshest critic could be the architect themselves. Any creative field, you can apply that to anything. And I think, you know, because you beat yourself up, you know when you're doing something that's not your vision. You are the only one that can see your vision. So if you don't do that vision, then, you know, like you'll notice that. So I think we are the harshest critic to ourselves, which I think that could be our demon or nightmare or whatever you might call it, but it's a thing that we prevent ourselves to allow ourselves to express ourselves, and creatives sort of blow past that and do it. So you can be talented and creative, but if you have that nightmare or that devil inside you telling you no, you can't do it, you may never be an artist. Which brings me to my point. If you want to try art, go ahead and do it because you can't do worse than you think you can. So just go for it. And you don't have to paint. That's the thing. I think that's another rant. I think I'm gonna end the video, but like another rant is that I feel like a lot of times creative people just think of ways to sell their art and sell their painting and sell like their stuff. Like they think of it as a business, and you have to. Being in the art world, you can't just do art and then expect it to be sold. You have to be like a business owner. Like you have to have that in your mind. But then we forget that sometimes we just need to paint and just relax and make quote unquote bad art. I don't think it's necessarily bad art, but I think it's art that's has no pressure. And look at me, I'm all like measuring out the lines so I could draw it all straight. Wow, the architect in me is shining through, and that's literally the triangle that I would use when I did drawings in architecture school. So yeah, anyways, I digress. My point is that I think we forget to be artists first and sort of like surrender to that art, or whatever you do, surrender to that idea that you're not, that you are good enough, that you are not a horrible person or a horrible artist or whatever. Letting go of that idea and just doing it just for the fun of it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be for a sold product or whatever. You may never sell it, but you have to be able to allow yourself to let those thoughts go. And that's kind of what I want to encourage you, is to try new things. I'm gonna try to do videos more often. I do enjoy editing video. Well, not editing video. It's the opposite. I enjoy doing videos, and I don't necessarily love editing them. So the music might be wonky for a couple of times, just so I can get a handle of this new program I'm using. Because the program I used to use is Cyberlink, but I really didn't want to use it because this one comes with the package that I have, because I use Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop all the time, and this one comes with it, so it's Adobe, Premiere or whatever, so I'm using this one. But my point is, I guess the ending to end it off, because we're about to that point. But yeah, I would say just a couple of things from this podcast / paint with me is to remember that, one, you are good enough. You are an artist. You're a creative person, and you are good enough. Don't forget that, because a lot of times we forget, and then we don't want to do it, and then we forget that the joys of doing it. So that leads me to my second point. Don't forget to remind yourself the joys of making art, the joys of looking at art, the joys of being around art and enjoying it for yourself and others. Don't forget the joy of it. Then the third thing, try new mediums. If you are sick and tired of looking at acrylics all the time, just go to the store. If you don't have one, just buy the cheapest one that you see and make art out of it. You don't even have to go to a store. You can just go outside and make art. Do something new. Sketch something new. If you are, a plant drawing, you like to draw plants, draw something completely off. Draw anime if you want. Try something new. Try digital art. Try something that is outside your realm or your scope or your comfort zone. Then you start to remind yourself why you love to create, why you're doing what you're doing, because first of all, you're back to that student mode, so you're learning something, and it's like building up that joy, and you start to get the creative juices rolling, and then you come up with a better piece in your own medium, which is kind of what happened when I did this one. So, those are my encouragement. So, you are enough. That's the first one. Don't forget that. You are enough. And doesn't have to be perfect. I forget the second one, honestly. I forget the second. I think it's it doesn't have to be perfect or something like that. But you guys heard me. So yeah, I hope that you guys have a good time. I didn't film the rest of this, so you're only gonna see a little bit more because I didn't realize the battery died, so sorry. But stay tuned for the next video, hopefully. And this is funny because I was always popping my head, trying to make sure it's there, and then when I get to I think it's because I was so focused on it. Anyways, my point is, in the next video, I will talk about something else. I don't know what I'm going to talk about, but yeah, thank you for joining in. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. If you haven't yet, subscribe and like, comment, and share, please. And I will see you later, alligator.